Agnetha Fältskog is one of the most recognizable and beloved voices in pop music history, a singer whose clarity, emotion, and melodic instinct helped define an era and whose influence continues to resonate decades after her rise to fame. Born on April 5, 1950, in Jönköping, Sweden, Agnetha Fältskog showed musical talent from a very young age, learning piano early and writing her first song when she was just 6 years old. By her teenage years, music was already more than a hobby, it was a calling. At 15, she joined a local dance band, performing covers and honing her stage presence, while also nurturing her skills as a songwriter. Her ambition and discipline set her apart, and in the late 1960s she began recording her own material, scoring a major hit in Sweden in 1968 with the song Jag var sa kar, which topped the charts and established her as a solo star in her home country. This early success revealed her signature qualities: a pure, expressive soprano voice, an ability to convey vulnerability and longing, and a natural sense of melody that made even simple pop songs emotionally compelling. While building her solo career, Agnetha crossed paths with Björn Ulvaeus, a fellow musician and songwriter, and their personal and professional relationship would soon alter the course of pop history. Along with Benny Andersson and Annie Frid Lyngstad, they formed the group that would become ABBA, a band that would redefine global pop music in the 1970s and beyond. As a member of ABBA, Agnetha became world-famous, her voice central to many of the group's most iconic songs. Tracks like Dancing Queen, The Winner Takes It All, SOS, and Knowing Me, Knowing You showcased her ability to deliver both exuberant joy and deep emotional pain with remarkable authenticity. Her vocal performances often carried a bittersweet quality, perfectly balancing strength and fragility, and listeners around the world connected to the emotional honesty she brought to each song. Behind the polished pop production and catchy hooks, Agnetha's singing gave ABBA its human heart, especially in songs dealing with love, loss, and heartbreak. During ABBA's peak years, the band achieved unprecedented international success, selling hundreds of millions of records, topping charts across Europe, North America, and beyond, and becoming one of the most successful pop groups of all time. Yet fame came at a cost, and for Agnetha, the pressures of global stardom were often overwhelming. She was known to be shy and reserved, uncomfortable with extensive touring and the intense media attention that followed the band. Her fear of flying and desire for privacy contrasted sharply with ABBA's glamorous public image, and these inner struggles added a layer of complexity to her public persona. In 1979, Agnetha and Björn divorced, a deeply personal event that inevitably influenced the music they created together. Songs like The Winner Takes It All are often interpreted as reflections of that emotional period, and Agnetha's performance on the track is widely regarded as one of the most powerful vocal deliveries in pop history, capturing heartbreak with devastating simplicity. When ABBA went on hiatus in the early 1980s, Agnetha returned to her solo career, releasing albums that allowed her to explore more personal themes and different musical styles. Her early solo work in the 1980s, including albums like Wrap Your Arms Around Me, enjoyed commercial success, particularly in Europe, and demonstrated that she could stand alone outside the group that made her famous. However, as the decade progressed, Agnetha gradually withdrew from the public eye, choosing a quieter life away from constant scrutiny. This retreat only added to her mystique, as fans continued to admire her from afar and speculate about her life and possible return to music. Despite long periods of seclusion, her legacy never faded. ABBA's music experienced renewed popularity through compilations, tribute acts, the musical Mamma Mia, and later its successful film adaptations, introducing Agnetha's voice to new generations of listeners. In 2013, she surprised the world by releasing a new solo album, marking her first studio release in many years. The album was met with warm reception, praised for its mature sound and emotional depth, proving that her voice, though aged, retained its distinctive beauty and expressive power. Agnetha's story is not just one of fame and success, but also of sensitivity, resilience, and the desire for authenticity in a world that often demands constant exposure. She remains an icon not because she chased the spotlight, but because her talent and emotional honesty made the spotlight unavoidable. Her influence can be heard in countless artists who value clear melodies, heartfelt lyrics, and sincere vocal performances. Today, Agnetha Fältskog is remembered as a pop legend, a key figure in one of the greatest bands of all time, and a solo artist whose work continues to move listeners around the world. Her voice, forever preserved in timeless recordings, continues to evoke nostalgia, joy, and reflection, reminding us of the power of music to express what words alone cannot. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the life and legacy of Agnetha Fältskog, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories about legendary artists and timeless music.